Now we got caught up. We got Jrtuned here. Came perfect time.
Yep.
To push the old car that loves being pushed around. It's finally time. Start working on the EVO. Get this thing in. See exactly what happened, what's wrong, and if we can make it to track day. I'm not too enthusiastic about it. I don't think we're going to make it. But we are definitely going to try. I'm going to get this thing pulled apart. And I'm sure, well, I know it's going to be an oily freaking mess. Alright, I'll grab the keys.
Yep, let's do it.
Got her in the garage, and you guys can just tell there is oil everywhere in this engine bay. So this is not going to be fun to deal with, but we need to try to get this thing to the track. This is our last track day this Friday without having to travel somewhere. So I would really like to get this thing together. I've never got to make a pass in the EVO, so I really want to. And first off, we're going to need to get the car up in the air and start taking this timing area apart. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get to show. I'm going to try my best because it's such a tight area. And I got to start wiping some of this oil off, guys, because otherwise I'm going to get it all over the car and it's not something I want to do. So let's get the car up in the air and start wiping it down so that way we can work on it and see if we can figure out what the heck is going on. So obviously I'm not going to be able to wipe all of this oil off, but I get a good portion of it. As you saw, I just got the wheel off, and this is my first look down here with you guys as well to see what's going on. And I mean, obviously it just looks wet. I don't see anything that is really showing me why, but I have a theory. Pretty sure the crank seal pushed itself out, so we'll see if that theory is correct. I'm going to go ahead, get this crank pulley off of here. As you can see, I need to get these 4 bolts out of there, and then this will come off. And I need to get the serpentine belt off, so here's our tensioner. And I need to pull that up, pull the serpentine belt off, and then moving up to the top, we gotta take off this motor mount and take off the water pump pulley, which is right there. You guys remember, that was a fun one. So that's why I said I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to show of this. I'm gonna try to set something up down here so you can see, but I'm gonna do my best. And once we get that cover off, hopefully we can see what's going on. So we were able to get the timing cover all the way off of the engine. Like I said, it's pretty hard to show you guys. I'll go ahead and go underneath the car here. I'm not seeing anything jump out to me right now of what's going on. Obviously, I just see a bunch of oil. So I think what I'm going to do is unhook the crank sensor on the car. Let me put the light up over here. And crank the car over and just hope that it'll still continue to pump oil, obviously. And it's not just a complete damaged oil pump, so we have something to look at to see where this oil is coming from. So for now, I'm just going to wipe all this off so that way I can see where some new stuff might be coming from, and I'll probably spray this out with brake cleaner. That way we can see maybe where some of this oil is coming from, because it has to be coming from the timing area of how wet it is inside of here. And the only thing I guess I could think of would be the crank sensor, or the crank seal there is pushed out, and that's the whining noise I was hearing on that back gear. But obviously the only way to tell that would be to take the timing belt off and this gear and everything here. So I think I'm going to just check the oil, make sure it has oil in it first, and crank it over and see if I can see where this leak is coming from first. And then if I can't, then I guess we're gonna go that far and we'll pull that off and look behind there.
Holy shit, stop!
Right? Alright, drone's gonna go ahead and turn the key over. Good and bad sign. It didn't have enough oil to show on the dipstick, so we already added oil to show on the dipstick. So I do believe the pump is working. Let's go for it. Yep. Okay, well, I'm not seeing anything happen. So, crank her until you see the oil light go off on the dash. Or I'll ask you, is it off? Okay, crank it. Yep. Well, I'm not seeing any oil still. Did the oil light go off?
Yeah.
We'll crank it and see if it goes off. What?
Nope.
It's still on?
Yeah.
I think the oil pump failed. But, well, after cranking it, not getting any kind of oil going anywhere. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take off the timing belt and we're gonna pull off this bolt and this gear. That I think our issue might be that seal behind it, or the oil pump just decided to go ahead and shit out. So we won't know until I get in here. I'm gonna get these pulled off and I'll update you guys along the way to see. But with cranking the engine over, it will not get oil pressure, and we did make sure it has oil in it. Obviously it's full, so we got a bigger issue that really sucks. Hopefully, obviously, might have hurt something, and obviously cranking over no oil pressure isn't a good thing either, but we're really trying to diagnose this. But we're gonna have to go to the next step. Well, boys, that seal does not look like it has any issues at all, but I can tell you that turning this here, the oil pump gear, does not feel good at all. So I'm grabbing a wrench. See, maybe they'll pick it up on camera, but probably not. I mean, I can turn it very, very easily with this, but notch, 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 notch. Something is wrong with the freaking oil pump, guys. Gosh dang it. I really don't think we're gonna make it to the track day. I need an oil pump, and I'm not gonna find one here, and it's too late to overnight one. This is Thursday at 3 p.m. right now, and track is tomorrow at 6 p.m. So the only way that we would be able to get this together is if I found one and it was like a used one, which I really don't want to put on it. Let me look at my parts pile to see if I have the one that came off this 4G64. Not the rod knock one that came in the car, but the one I rebuilt. And I just went ahead and got a new oil pump. I'm not sure if the 4G63 and 4G64 oil pumps are any different. I don't believe so. We'll be able to take it apart and look at the gears on the inside. Guarantee something's messed up on the inside of that, and that really sucks, guys. And that would be explain why we have no oil pressure right now. So let's just, fingers crossed, hope that we didn't hurt the motor. I obviously have to pull the oil pan regardless to get this out, get the oil pump off and get it apart. So we're gonna be able to see anyways if we did. But freaking sucks, guys. Try to be, you know, as motivational as I can, but this honestly just sucks a lot. You know, you see your hard work, your brand new motor possibly failed. Well, if you want to blame someone though, it's definitely me. I shouldn't have rolled this oil pump before because I knew it was tight and I should have known it wasn't right. So, like I said, if you want to blame someone, blame me. It is what it is. In the end, my money, my time, but it definitely does suck. So, let me go look through my parts pile. I don't think I have the oil pump. Pretty sure I tossed it because there's no reason keeping it, but I'll try to see what I can come up with. So as you can see, we got our oil pump all the way out of here, and we did find our issue finally. So it wasn't the crank seal that was messed up, it was actually the oil pump gear seal. And you guys are gonna, this is pretty crazy. So if you take a look at this seal here, and I really hope it will focus on this, but it's oblong right there on that side there and damaged. I'm pretty sure it's picking it up for you guys. And you can see obviously the metal piece of the seal down in there. If you go over to the other side, oops, this is where things get worse. Gosh damn it, all the oil in it. So you can see in here there's extensive damage, and this is actually bent, guys. This is the oil pump gear that goes through the pump like so and goes out the other side, and that's what's driven by this, which is driven by the timing belt. So this thing actually is literally bent. Let's see if I can get it to sit, and maybe you guys will pick it up. But this thing is bent. There is obviously damage all along here where it goes inside there. And if you take a look at our backing plate, just look at all our damage right there, guys. Yeah, this thing's freaking screwed up. So whether it was either my fault, and like I said, maybe I did tighten the timing belt too tight, but it really didn't seem like it had that much tension on it. Or maybe another thing I thought about is maybe that this got torqued too tight down, which would be weird because when I put it together, it spun over easy. Or we just have a faulty pump and I'm just have bad luck. So I don't know which one it is. I did post up locally to see if I can find an oil pump in time to go to the racetrack tomorrow. Again, like I said, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. You guys are gonna be seeing this most likely not until this weekend anyways. So hopefully we can find a pump, but I don't think we're gonna find a pump. You know, I could go out the pull and save, pulling off of a gallant like I did the block. That's an option if they have something out there, or try to find something. I just really don't want to put a used one in here. Then again, this brand new one took a crap. Don't know what it was. Either it was my fault or it was a bad pump. So that's going to end out this video. Sorry there's no real conclusion, but you have to stay tuned to see what we do and if we get this fixed.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the